Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. So today we are going to look at solving problems on angles and plane geometry. Okay, so please, I want to encourage you, if you are here to watch our videos on angles and plane geometry, where we talk about properties of equilaterals and the properties of triangles, please, I want to encourage you to go back and watch those videos before coming to solve a problem here or coming to watch this one, because this is a continuation of the videos that we have made on plane geometry. Okay, so having said that, let us solve the problem we have here. Now, if you look at this problem, we have angles on at a point on the straight line. Okay, angles at a point on the straight line. So what are we going to do here? We apply a theorem on straight line. Okay, we have a theory of straight line that says that the sum of angles at a point on the straight line is equal to 180. So with that theorem, all we need to do is to add all our values and equate it to 180. So that will give us 2a plus 50 degrees plus 70 degrees plus a equal to 180 degrees. So collect like terms, these two are like terms, then a and 2a, that will give us 3a. So plus these two will give us 120 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So you collect like terms. So like terms here, this one will move over here to become minus. So we have 3a equals to 180 minus 120 degrees. So that will give us that 3a equals to this minus this will give us 60 degrees. So you divide by 3, divide by 3. So a equals to 20 degrees. Okay, so a equals to 20 degrees. So you can see how we have solved that. We have applied a theorem on straight line. Okay, the sum of angle at a point on a straight line is equal to 180 degrees, and that's what we have used to solve this. Let's move to example number 2. So here we have two lines that are parallel. Okay, we have this angle as 4s plus 20 degrees, and we have this angle as 5s minus 11 degrees. Then we have here as a. What are we going to do? I can see a vertically opposite angle here. So a and the 4x plus 20, they are vertically opposite angle, but I cannot use it to solve because it will not give me two unknowns. So I will now use 4x plus 20 and 5x minus 11. That will help me to find the value of my x. Then after that, I can now use it to find the value of a. Now, is there any theory that combine this angle and this angle? Yes, it is called co-interior angles. And we say that co-interior angles, the sum of co-interior angles equal to 180 degrees. That means they are supplementary. So what does that mean? It simply means that 4x plus 20 degrees plus 5x minus 11 degrees equals to 180. Okay, so when you open this bracket, you have 4x plus 20 plus 5x minus 11 degrees equals to 180. So collect like terms, 4x and 5x, that will give us 9x. Then 20 minus 11 will give us plus 9 equals to 180 degrees. So this one move over here. I'll have 9x equals to 180 degrees minus 9. So that will give us that 9x equals to 171. So to find my x, I have to divide both sides by 9. So 9 here, I'll have x equal to 9 in 17, that will give me 1 remainder 8. 9 in this will give me 9. So that will give me 19 degrees. So now that we have gotten our S, let us now move towards getting our A. So how can we get our A? We say that A equal to 4x plus 20. What is the reason? Because they are vertically opposite. So if I want to write this one now, we say vertical opposite angles are equal. So I will just say right. So I will just say that vertically opposite angles. I don't need to tell that they are equal, just to indicate the theory that I'm using to solve that. So that will give us that A equals to 4. X is what? 19 degrees plus 20. So A will give us 4 times 19. That should give us 76 plus 20. That's because 4 times 9 is 36. I write 6 and carry 3. Then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3. That was 7. So that will give us that A equals to 96 degrees. Okay. So we have gotten our A and we have gotten our X. Let us solve more problems. So this question we have for number 3. Now, before we solve this number 3, I need to say something in about this geometry. Okay, whenever you are solving problem on geometry, especially angles, in geometry, you can extend a line or draw or produce a line. Let me not say draw or produce a line to solve your problem. Now, what do we mean by extending a line? If we have, let's say, something like this. Okay, let's say I have something like this and I need to solve. And these two lines are said to be parallel. I can produce a line. Okay, there's no line here, but I'm following this line that is here to extend it so that it can meet this parallel line. Is allowed. Okay, so if I have a line here, I can extend it, okay, to a certain point. Is allowed. Then I can also produce a new line entirely. But for you to produce a new line in geometry, there is a rule. Okay, there's a rule that you have to follow. There's a kind of you can't just produce any line anywhere you want. Okay, you can produce a line that is parallel to an existing parallel line. So this is a parallel line, this is a parallel line. I can produce a new line that is parallel to the existing parallel lines. I can't just produce a line. Let's say I'll just have something like this. No, you can't do that. Okay, so two ways of producing a line or two ways of having a new line is that you can extend an existing line. So the line don't need to be a parallel before you extend it. So long as it's a straight line, you continue in that straight line is allowed. Or if you want to produce a new line entirely, that new line have to be parallel to an existing line. For example, in this problem here, I can decide to produce a parallel line. I can decide to produce a parallel line that will move like this. You can see that it's cutting at the edge where this thing at the vertex of these two lines, but that line have to be parallel to this. Now, why are we doing that? So that we can be able to apply the theorems of angles. And what are those theories of angles? We have sum of angles in a straight line, we have angle at a point, we have a corresponding angle, we have alternate angle, we have co-interior angles. Okay, so all these things can now be applied if I follow those rules of producing a new line. Okay, but I'm not going to solve this problem like this. I can actually solve it like there are many ways you can actually solve this problem. That's another good thing about geometry. Problems in geometry, there are a lot of ways you can solve a problem. So this problem, I'm not going to produce a new line. Rather, what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my existing line. First of all, I can see an angle at a point here. Okay, so they are asking us to find x. So I can see an angle at a point here. So let me call this point here y. Okay, so y plus 312 will give us 360. Y now will give us what? 360 minus 312. So that will give us that y equals to 84 degrees. Okay, with that now, I will come back to my question. I will extend a line. Okay, so I have extended a line that we assume that to be straight. Okay, so if I have extended that line, you will notice that I have cut the angle x into two parts, not equal parts, just into two parts. So there is one here and there is another one here. Okay, so let's use alphabet to indicate them. We now have A here and B here. Okay, let me call this point C. Okay, so you can see that I have given all the angles I have now names. A plus B will give me my x. Then I have C. If you look at C, you will notice that C is equals to y. What is the reason? Because they are alternate angle. Remember alternate angle? When you have two lines and a transversal line, this is a parallel line, this angle here is equals to this angle. Some people call it Z angle. Okay, so you can see that this angle here equals to this angle. That's what is happening here. This angle and this angle, you can see that they are alternate. So C equals to y, and what's y? Therefore C equals to what? 48 degrees. Okay, remember when you say C equals to y, you have to give us your reason, and the reason is not too much. You can just say alternate angle. That's all. This thing means angle. Okay, alternate angle. So you can see that the reasons are not much. Okay, I will try to be writing some of these angles at a point. That's the reason. Okay, so this one is alternate angle. Now we have gotten C. If we have gotten C, you can look here. You can see your triangle. There's a triangle there. So this triangle, the sum of triangle, one of the theories of triangle is that the sum of triangle equals to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's find out the value. Therefore, 52 plus A plus C will give us 180. What is our reason? Sum of angles in a triangle. So you can see how to write that in a short form. Sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, so with that we can find our A. Therefore 52 plus A plus C equals to 48 equal to 180. So that will give us that A equals to 180 minus 52 minus 48. So 52 and 48 will give us 100. So 180 minus 100 will give us that A equals to 80. So if I have A equals to 8, I don't need to solve for B because you can already see that B is 180. That's sum of angle on a straight line. Okay, so let's clean this part. So that will give us that A plus B equals to X. Okay, so we have A 80 plus B, we have B as 180 equals to X. Therefore, X equals to 260 degrees. Okay, 260 degrees. Okay, so we have solved that particular problem. Now let's move to the next question. So if you look at our fourth question, you will see that it have a little similarity with what we have done before. So with the idea of what we have done before, we can actually find that value. So we have here already as 90. So what I'm going to do in this question is that I'm going to extend my line. This is my parallel line. Okay, so I have extended that one. Then another thing I will do here is to extend this one. I've extended this one. So this angle here, so uh let me put alphabet here, A, B, and C. Okay, so if I get this A, B, C, and it will help me to find my M. So the first thing I will do is that A equals to what? 40 degrees. What is our reason? Alternate angle. Okay, alternate angles are equal. So we have gotten A. B equal to B plus 90. I told you that this sign, we don't normally give you 90. All we do is to give you a sign like this in block form. So you use it and solve your problem, because whenever you see that sign, it simply means it's 90 degrees. So B plus 90 degrees equals to 180 degrees. What's our reason? Sum of angles. So B plus 90 equals to 180. The reason is sum of angles in a straight line. So with that, we have gotten our B to be what? 90. So with that now, we can easily get our C, then get our M. Okay, so our C, A plus B plus C, will give us 180. Our reason is sum of angles on sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, so with that now, we can say that C equals to 180 minus A is 40, B is 90. So what I have done is that I have carried my AB to this part. So I have replaced AB with their values. So that will give us that C equals to 50. Okay, so C equals to 50. Now, if C equals to 50, then the next thing is to get our M. Our M plus C equals to 180. So the same theory with this. So that's sum of angles in a straight line. Okay, so with that now we can get that M equals to 150 minus C. So M equals to 150 minus 50. M equals to 130. Okay, so we have gotten our M. Let's solve more problems. Like I said, we are going to solve more problems. You can see that our problems that we are solving relate to angles. That's parallel lines. Soon now we'll enter a problem that will give us a triangle, a quadrilaterals, etc. Okay, I want us to solve problem on all those topics that we have discussed before moving to polygons. Okay, that's our next topic uh, on this section. So we have that A plus 143 equals to 180, sum of angles on a straight line. So with that, we can solve for our A. A equals to 180 minus 143, so that will give us 37. Now coming to C, C equals to 113. What's our reason? For corresponding angles, they are equal. Okay, so with that now, we can now find our B. Therefore, B plus C equals to what? 180. The same reason, angle on a straight line. So that will give us that B equals to 180 minus 113. So that will give us that B equals to 67. Okay, that's because 10 minus this will give us this, 7 minus 1 will give us 6. So since we have gotten our A and B, it's not easy for us to get our X. So X plus A plus B will give us 180. Of course, sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, sum of angles in a triangle. That will give us that X plus A is 37 plus b is 67. Oh, yes, yes, equals to 180. That will give us that x equals to 180 minus 67 minus 37. So 67 37, that will give us 104. 180 minus 104, that will give us 76 degrees. Okay, so let's look at the next question and see what we have. So we have our last question. You can see that there's a parallel line here. So like I always say, whenever you have a parallel line and you have something like this, look out for corresponding angles, alternate angles, co-interior angles, and angles at a point. Uh, um, what are they? Um, Vertically opposite angles, all those angles. Okay, so if you look at this place very well, we can you can see that this and this are equal, they are alternate. So I can say that 2x minus 20 degrees is equal to 4x minus 88 degrees. So the reason for that is that they are alternate angles, and alternate angles are equal. So when you open this bracket, you have 2s minus 20 equals to 4s minus 88. So collect like terms. So let me take the smaller smaller number to the bigger one. So I will bring these two s to come and meet 4x. So that will give us that minus 20 minus 88 crossing over plus 88 equal to 4x minus 2x. So this one will give me 68 equal to, that's 2x. So divide both sides by 2, 68 over 2 equals to 2x over 2. That makes our x to be 34 degrees. So we have gotten our x as 34 degrees. So what else can we do? Let's look at what we have. We can easily get z, okay? We can easily get our z. We can easily get our z. They are co-interior angles. So I will say that 154 plus z, okay, will give me 180 degrees co-interior angles. So co-interior angles are supplementary, or they sum to give you 180 degrees. So with that, we can easily get our z. Therefore, z equals to 180 minus 154. That will give you that your z equal to 26 degrees. Okay, so we have gotten our z as 26 degrees. Now the next thing now is to find our y. Okay, if you look at y, we have solved problems of this nature, okay, a lot of times. We have solved a problem that gives us something that looks like y. Now for me to find y, I can easily put this angle here and call it a. So if I find my a, I can easily find my y. Okay, so how can we find our a? A plus z plus 4s minus 88 will give us 180. Sum of angles in a triangle. Okay, so with that now we can get our a. So our a equal to 180 minus z. Z is what? 26 minus 4s. 4 into 4s is 34 there, then minus 88. So you can see that this thing is in brackets. I still have my bracket here. So what happened is that I carry this one, this z over here, and I fix the number for z, which is 26. And I also carry this bracket here over here, which is minus now. So that will give us that a is equals to 180 minus 26 minus, when you open this bracket, 4 times 34 minus 88. That will give you 48, and 180 minus 26 minus 48. If you do the arithmetic there, you have that A is equal to, that will give you 106, okay, 106 degrees. So if you have gotten your 106 degrees, then y plus A will give us 180 degrees. Okay, reason being angles at a point on the straight line. So angle on a straight line. Therefore, your y equals to 180 minus A. Y equals to 180 minus A is 106. So your y equals to 180 minus 106. That will give you 74 degrees. So we have gotten our y. Okay. You have seen the way we have been applying theory of angles, little of theory of triangle, which is what we are going to discuss in our lesson. So we are going to talk about theory of triangle, then we now solve problems on triangle. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please, 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 I'm pleading with you to subscribe and share our video. Okay, share our video in your social media platform so that we can be able to reach more people. So thank you so much for checking back on us, and I will also encourage you to check back to the next class, which we are going to look at theory of triangles. Okay, theory of triangles, then we solve some problem under that before moving to polygons. So stick around and see you in the next class.